Hello, movie lovers. Welcome back to The Movie Hunter. Today, we're diving into a jaw-dropping real-life news story that feels like it was ripped straight from a Hollywood script, specifically the 2002 classic Catch Me If You Can, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. Before we dive deeper into this insane connection, I'd love your support for The Movie Hunter. Please like and subscribe. It means the world to me. Thanks so much in advance for joining the hunt. Guys, when I read this news about a former flight attendant fooling airlines into giving him hundreds of free flights by posing as a pilot or active employee, my mind immediately went to Catch Me If You Can. It's like the movie came to life again, but in 2026. Let's break down the real story first. Dallas Pokornik, a 33-year-old from Toronto, Canada, was arrested in Panama and extradited to the U.S. He's been charged with wire fraud and pleaded not guilty. According to prosecutors, Pokornik worked as a legitimate flight attendant for a Canadian airline from 2017 to 2019. After that, he allegedly created fake employee IDs from his old airline and used them to scam 3 major U.S. carriers, exact names of the airlines not known yet, into giving him hundreds of free standby tickets reserved for pilots and crew. He even requested to ride in the cockpit jump seat on some flights, that extra seat in the cockpit for off-duty pilots. It's unclear if he ever got it, but just asking is bold. This went on for about 4 years, and experts are shocked because airlines have databases to verify employees. Somehow, his fake credentials slipped through. Now, why does this scream Catch Me If You Can? The movie is based on the supposedly true story of Frank Abagnale Jr., played by Leonardo DiCaprio. As a teenager in the 1960s, Frank runs away from home and starts impersonating a Pan Am pilot to fly for free all over the world, deadheading on hundreds of flights without paying a dime. He forges a pilot ID, buys a uniform, and uses airline lingo to bluff his way onto planes, even sitting in the jump seat sometimes, all while being chased by an FBI agent played brilliantly by Tom Hanks. He also cons his way into other jobs like a doctor and lawyer, cashing bad checks along the way. The film is a fun cat-and-mouse thriller full of charm and clever scams. The similarities are uncanny. Both guys use fake airline credentials to get free flights as pilots or crew, exploit employee perks like standby and jump seats, and pull it off for years without getting caught right away. Pokornik was an actual ex-flight attendant, so he knew the system inside out, just like how Frank learned airline procedures to seem legit. It's wild to think that after post-9/11 security tightened everything up, someone still managed a modern version of this scam. The original Abagnale story inspired huge changes in airline verification back then, and now this case has people scratching their heads again. Of course, there's debate about how much of Frank Abagnale's real story is exaggerated. Some say parts were embellished for the book and movie, but the core idea of posing as a pilot for free travel, that legend lives on, and now we have a real 21st century echo with Pokornik. This news totally feels like the movie became a true event all over again. What do you think? Did Pokornik watch Catch Me If You Can and think, hey, I can do that? Or is it just coincidence? If this real-life movie remake blew your mind, hit that like button. Tell me in the comments if you've seen Catch Me If You Can and what your favorite part is, and subscribe to The Movie Hunter for more stories where movies and real life collide. Turn on the bell so you never miss a hunt. Thanks for watching, fellow hunters. Catch you next time, and remember, if you're flying, check those credentials. Stay safe out there.